दोस्तों आदाब। जो न्यूज़ आइटम्स आज के वीडियो में हम कवर कर रहे हैं वो न्यूज़ आइटम्स हैं जो पब्लिश हुए हैं उन दिनों 1999 में। ये स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं इस वीडियो में 1 जुलाई 1989। जो न्यूज़ आइटम पब्लिश हुआ था उस वक्त ये हैं: सिक्योरिटी फोर्सेस हैव सक्सीडेड इन unearthing a trans-border gang involving, besides others, some defense personnel said to be involved in acting as guides to the militant Kashmiri youth crossing over to the Pak-occupied Kashmir for getting arms training, besides carrying arms from across the border for the militants here for their subversive activities. दूसरा न्यूज़ आइटम इसी रोज़ पब्लिश हुआ है, दैट इज़ 1 जुलाई 1989। Krishna Rao, new J&K governor. General Krishna Rao was today appointed governor of J&K. He succeeds Mr. Jagmohan, whose term has expired last April. General Krishna Rao was the governor of Nagaland, Manipur, Tripura till now. दूसरा न्यूज़ आइटम आया है 2 जुलाई 1989। ये हैं: Intelligence agencies have blamed the Jammu and Kashmir People's League (PL) and its offshoot, the Islamic Students' League, for recent disturbances in Kashmir Valley. Islamic Students' League members like Javed Mir, Ashfaq Mujidwani, Yasin Malik, each with a reward of ₹30,000 on his head, are believed to be responsible for the bomb blasts and shootouts in Srinagar and elsewhere in the past 6 months. इसी न्यूज़ आइटम के साथ हैं: शेख अजीज़, जनरल सेक्रेटरी एंड फाउंडिंग मेंबर ऑफ द सेसेशनिस्ट पीपल्स लीग, हैज़ प्रोवाइडेड द हिस्टोरिक framework for the quotes start liberation struggle in Kashmir. After the arrest of Farooq Shah Rahmani a few months ago, Sheikh Aziz has been supervising agitation for his underground hideout. दूसरा न्यूज़ आइटम पब्लिश हुआ on the same date, that is 2 July 1989. Explosion rocks Srinagar Women's College. Panic gripped the Government College for Women's Maulana Azad Road here in Srinagar yesterday as a result of powerful explosion in the college compound. दूसरा न्यूज़ आइटम जो पब्लिश हुआ था 3 जुलाई 1989. Muslim United Front call for boycott, hartal, tight security arrangements for Farooq's rally at Anantnag. Details are: Chief Minister Dr. Farooq Abdullah will be addressing a public meeting in Anantnag on Monday in his capacity as the President of the National Conference, under heavy security measures and under the threat of boycott by the local people, including Muslim United Front leader Qazi Nisar. दूसरा न्यूज़ आइटम पब्लिश्ड ऑन 4 जुलाई 1989. Red alert in Jammu and Kashmir. Authorities sounded a red alert in Jammu and Kashmir today following reports that 2 Pakistani trained subversives have entered the valley. Reports of the subversives having crossed over to India have been confirmed. A news item है on the same date 4 July 1989. Chief Minister offers conditional amnesty to militants. Chief Minister Dr. Farooq Abdullah today offered conditional amnesty to underground militants, asking them to throw away or surrender your weapons to give up militancy and join the mainstream. He added that government had no intention to be vindictive against anyone. दूसरा न्यूज़ आइटम पब्लिश ऑन 5 जुलाई 1989। ये हैं Chief Minister Dr. Farooq Abdullah today disclosed that 85 hardcore Kashmiri militants allegedly trained in handling of arms and explosives in Pakistan and Pak-occupied Kashmir were now in a more chastened mood and willing to join mainstream. दूसरा न्यूज़ आइटम पब्लिश ऑन द सेम डेट, that is 5th July 1989. Pradesh Congress Chief Muhammad Shafiq Qureshi has urged the government to ensure that innocent youth were not being unnecessarily harassed in the name of dealing with antisocial and anti-national elements. ये न्यूज़ आइटम पब्लिश हुआ है 10th July 1989. Explosions rock Leh. 2 houses damaged. Taxi set ablaze. 3 powerful explosions took place in the curfew-bound border town of Leh last night, further adding to the tension prevailing following outbreak of communal violence of Friday evening. ये न्यूज़ आइटम पब्लिश हुआ है 10th July 1989. Day curfew lifted in Leh. The day curfew imposed on Leh town last Friday was lifted today following improvement in the situation there, official report said. However, the night curfew will continue for some time as a precautionary measure, the reports said. Meanwhile, the Home Minister of State for Parliamentary Affairs, Mr. Namgyal, and senior officials continue their efforts to diffuse the tension. दूसरा न्यूज़ आइटम पब्लिश हुआ है 11th July 1989. Namgyal demands probe. Blast damages SP's residence in Leh. Though the curfew restrictions imposed on Friday evening in the border town of Leh following outbreak of communal violence were relaxed for the day today, the situation was reported to be tense in the town, with the authorities keeping their fingers crossed. A news item published on the same date, that is 11th July 1989. ये हैं 4 persons were arrested by police in Sopore town late last night evening on the charge of being involved in subversive activities. दूसरा न्यूज़ आइटम published on 12th July 1989. ये हैं at least 6 persons, including a woman, were injured and 3 vehicles damaged in a powerful bomb blast near Polo View Street at Residency Road here this evening. Reports said the blast occurred when a bomb planted in a Maruti van went off at 7:30 morning. The condition of 2 persons, including a woman, was described as serious. 3 vehicles parked nearby were damaged and window panes of several shops shattered by the impact, of explosion. दूसरा न्यूज़ आइटम जो पब्लिश हुआ था ऑन 12 जुलाई 1989, ये हैं arms ammunition seized, Pak trained youth held, 3 escape. 3 alleged militants were arrested by the Rajouri police from Lej, Dilojra, near Indo-Pak border after they crossed over to this side from Pakistan early this morning. The alleged subversives have been identified as Muhammad Aslam Bhatt, Muhammad Altaf Bhatt, and Mushtaq Ahmad Dar, belonging to the Pulwama, Kupwara, and Srinagar in Kashmir Valley. दूसरा न्यूज़ आइटम पब्लिश्ड ऑन द 13th जुलाई 1989, ये हैं 4 killed in J&K shootout. Militants attacked a CRPF contingent, killing at least 4 persons, including 2 CRPF jawans in the downtown Sarafkadal locality here this evening. Reports said about 20 persons, including 6 CRPF personnel, were injured in the shootout that located near an hour. Reports said 6 militants on scooters attacked the contingent near the Malarata police station close to the Zainakadal bridge, killing 2 CRPF jawans. The CRPF returned the fire, which killed a civilian standing nearby. Meanwhile, the Jammu and Kashmir government today released 23 youths who had been lodged in the different jails of the state on the charges of indulging in secessionist activities in the past few months. दूसरा न्यूज़ आइटम published on the same day, that is 13th July 1989, ये हैं a powerful bomb blast took place in Polo Ground, one of the busiest shopping centers in the civil lines area here this evening. 6 persons were injured, 4 of them seriously, and a Maruti van was blown into pieces while a scooter suffered extensive damage. दूसरा न्यूज़ आइटम published on the same date, that is 13th July 1989, People's League chief released. Mr. Muhammad Farooq Rahmani, chairman of Pro-Pakistan People's League, was released today from Udhampur jail after over 6 months of detention under Public Safety Act. Mr. Rahmani was initially arrested in September last year, 1988, and after keeping him in the interrogation centers and at the Koti Bagh and Raj Bagh centers. Other news item published on the 14th July 1989, ये हैं 4 CRPF jawans among 6 killed in crossfiring. At least 6 persons, including 4 CRPF jawans, were killed and several injured, some of them seriously, in crossfiring between groups of people and the police, which continued till late night. दूसरा न्यूज़ आइटम पब्लिश हुआ है 15 जुलाई 1989, ये हैं Police fired several rounds in the air when an unruly mob heckled and tried to assault the Law Minister Sheikh Mohammed Maqbool in Baramulla at local Eidgah this morning. दूसरा न्यूज़ आइटम published on the same date, that is 15th July 1989, ये हैं टाइट सिक्योरिटी ऑन ईद, 4 civilians, 2 CRPF jawans killed in Thursday's crossfiring. Details हैं Eid was celebrated here today under the shadow of yesterday's violent incident of crossfiring between Kashmiri militants and the Jawans of the CRPF, in which 6 persons, including 2 CRPF Jawans, were killed. The civilians who were killed in firing resorted to by CRPF Jawans after they were fired upon included 9-year-old child identified as Niyaz Ahmad of Surateng locality. Others killed in firing have been identified as Ghulam Hassan Mizgar of Kupwara, Tafazul Islam from Punch, and Man Kishore, a Bihari who was selling ice cream. दूसरा न्यूज़ आइटम पब्लिश हुआ है 16 जुलाई 1989. Tension in Srinagar. While the city remained peaceful today, there was much tension in several downtown localities which had been witnessed unprecedented violence on Thursday evening. दूसरा न्यूज़ आइटम है published on the same date, यह है 16 जुलाई 1989. यह है curfew was imposed in the city as the Jammu and Kashmir police conducted as combing operation for arms and subversives in the downtown areas early today. Police sources said that 20 people suspected to be subversives were arrested. Above 150 houses were searched by the police. Mushtaq Zargar, the sources said, was responsible for the shootout incident on July 13 on CRPF at Malarata, in which 6 people, including 2 CRPF जवान were killed. इसी के साथ दोस्तों आज के इस वीडियो में जो हम कंप्लीट कर रहे हैं कश्मीर स्पीक्स सिंस 1989 और एक वीडियो लेके आपके सामने आ जाएंगे. तब तक आदाब, शुक्रिया.